Good morning. I am Prabhu Vedmarad, Assistant Professor, Department of CSC, PLDECT, Vijaypur. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about storage classes in C. So let us first understand what is storage class. A storage class represents the visibility and location of a variable. It tells from what part of the code we can access a variable. Means, so every program will be having different segments. A main function will be present in the program, and a program will have the functions and some other sub functions within the same program. So there different variables will be declared in different blocks. So the storage classes represents what is the visibility of the variable and in which part of the memory the variables are stored. So it tells which particular code can access a particular variables. A storage class is used to describe the following four things: the scope of the variable, the location where the variable is stored, the initialized value of the variable, and lifetime of a variable. So what is the initial value of the variable when it is declared, and what is the lifetime of the variable, that is when the variable is available. And in case of storage class, the different storage classes variables will be stored at different locations. So some variables will be stored in a register, some variables will be stored in a heap, and some variables will be stored in a memory here. So these storage classes will give a information about the scope of the variable. So what is the scope of the variable, location, and initialized value and lifetime of the variable. So the storage classes are divided into four types here. So they are auto, extern, static, register. So let us look it into one by one. So the auto storage class, the variable defined using auto storage class is called as local variable. Auto stands for automatic storage class. A variable is in auto storage class by default if it is not explicitly specified. So even if we don't specify any storage class, then that particular variable is treated as automatic storage class variable. So the scope of auto storage variable is limited within a particular block only. So once the control goes out from that block, the access to that particular variable is not possible. So that is, that particular variable will be destroyed. So the keyword auto is used to define an auto storage class. So let us consider an example how to declare the variable that is using auto storage class. So the variable declaration, this part is variable declaration, and we will prefix the declaration with auto keyword. So whenever we declare a variable by using auto storage class, so that variable becomes what here, will be having the garbage value, that is initialized with a garbage value, and that variable is allocated in a memory, and the scope of that variable is within a function or a block. That is, once the control comes out from that particular block or the function, that variable is no more used, that is no more available. So immediately it will be destroyed. So the lifetime of that particular variable is within a function or block. So the declaration of auto variables will be usually done in function or some block here. So let us consider an example. See here, this is a block 1 and this is what here, a block 2 here. So in a block 1 we have declared a variable k, and this is declared with the help of what here, auto storage class. Means this is an automatic variable. So this is initialized with value 3, and we are accessing the value of this particular variable, right? So this variable is valid inside this particular block, inside this particular block. So you can access any number of the times, or else you can use this particular variable to perform some operation. And let us take another variable, that is j. J is outside this block, means the scope of the j is within this particular block. So we are accessing the value of j within its scope only. And so one more statement we have written, that is printf. I am accessing the value of k here. See, k is not available because the scope of k is within this particular block. As I said already, any number of the times you can access the value of k within this block, and also you can perform some operations using the variable k. But what we are doing here, we are accessing the value of k outside this particular block, hence the k is not available. So whenever we execute this program, an error will be occurred. So let us see the program execution to demonstrate auto storage class. Yes, so put a comment for this. These are not used, right? See, make it I. So we have declared a variable I, one variable I, and j we have declared. See, I am accessing value of I outside this block, and what I do, I try to access the value. Say this is what here k, so I am going to access here, right? Yes. See, let us put a comment for this as usual. So within this block I am accessing value of k, and outside this block we are accessing value of I here. So let us see whether this program will be executed successfully or not. So save this program. So go to terminal. Yes, cc storage.c. Yes, the program has been compiled successfully. Now you continue with the execution. Yes, so what is the value of k? The value of k is 3, so the k value is displayed here. Next we are accessing the value of I, so it is what here 2. Okay, so now what we do, so we will try to access the value of k here. See, actually the scope of the variable k is within this block, but still I am trying to access the value of k outside this particular block. So let us see the execution. So again you compile the file. See, you can see the error here. The k is what here? Undeclared. So it means that actually the scope of the k is what here? Within this block, within this particular block. So one time we have accessed, so this statement has been executed successfully. So there is a problem with what here? This particular statement, because as soon as the control comes out from this particular block, the value of k will be destroyed. Hence the k is not available here. That's why we are getting an error, that is k is undeclared, right? So next type of the storage class we shall discuss here, that is extern. The extern stands for external storage class. So this particular storage class is used to access the variables or the functions which are declared in some other file. So the variables defined using extern keyword is called as global variables. So these variables are accessible throughout the program. So let us consider an example here. See, we have declared a variable int a in this particular file here, in this particular program, and this program is present in some other file. So what we are doing, we are accessing the variables which is declared in other file within what here? Some other file here, right? So what we are doing, we are accessing the value of what here a means if the variables are shared between two or more files, so such a variables can be accessed by using what here the storage class extern. So the declaration will be done in outside all the functions. See, actually this is a function. See, this is a function. So outside, see, this is a function. Outside this function we have declared this particular variable. So this is treated as what here global variable. So the memory is allocated from what here RAM here. So the default value is what here 0. Whenever this particular variable is declared, the default value which is assigned to variable is what here 0. So the scope of this particular variable is within entire file or other files where the variable is declared as a extern. See, this particular variable is used in other file, so which is declared with a storage class extern. So the lifetime of this variable is what here throughout program execution. So as soon as the program has been execution is completed, so that time its life will be completed. So that is, it is destroyed. So let us see the demonstration. Yes, so within this file we will modify. See what I am doing, I am using the variable I from this particular file. So actually this variable I is declared in some other file, and to access that particular variable, so we are using what here extern storage class here, right? So let us save this program. Yes, we'll make this as a II, right? So what I do, I use it as what here I here. So this is what here the variable which is present in other file, so that is declared with the help of what here extern storage class. So this IA is a variable which is present in this particular file, that is auto variable, and K is also what here auto variable. So let us save this file, and we'll go to this particular file. We'll see whether that variable is present or not. Yes, see, so the variable is declared and it is initialized to what here 48. So this particular variable is accessed in that particular file. So let us compile this file. Yes, command not found. Yes, I done a mistake here. Yes, yes, you can see the variable, the value 3 is belonging to K, the value 2 is initialized to what here II. So this 48 is we have accessed from the other file, right? So you can see, right? So what we are doing, we are accessing some variables from the other file. Suppose if you want to access the variables functions from other files, then you have to access by using what here extern storage class. So next category of storage class is what here static. The static variables are used within the function file as a local static variables or a global static variables, right? The static means what here the constant variables. So we can have a local static variables and we can have what here global static variables. So the local static variable is a local variable that retain and store its value between function calls or a block and remain visible only to the function or block in which it is defined. So the scope of local static variable is within the same function or same block, and the global static variables are global variables and which are visible only to the files in which it is declared. So global static variables are visible throughout the program. So the declaration in case of static local variable is inside a function block, and the storage is allocated from the memory, and variables are initialized with what here 0, and the scope is within the function or a block, and lifetime is what here whenever the program execution is completes, means the program runtime, till program runtime that variable will be available. The static global variables are declared outside all functions. The variable is allocated in a memory, the value 0 is initialized to global static variable, and the scope is what here global, means throughout program we can access. So within that program we may have different blocks and different functions. In all the blocks, program logic blocks, and different functions which are present in the same file. So within all the blocks, within all the functions, we can access the global static variable. So the lifetime of this particular variable is what here program execution. As soon as the program execution completes, that is runtime environment is destroyed, so then that particular variable will be destroyed. So the last type is what here register storage class. So you can use the register storage class when you want to store the local variable within a function or block in a CPU register instead of the RAM, to have a quick access to these variables. So as we know already, the register memory is faster than the RAM, that is main memory. Suppose if you want to store content of the variable within the registers of the CPU, so that time we will declare that particular variable with a keyword what here register. So the keyword register is used to declare the register storage class. The variable declared using a register storage class has lifespan throughout the program. So as soon as the program execution completes, that time the content of that particular variable will be destroyed. So you can declare a register variable by using what here the keyword register, and this is the data type, and this is what here the name of the variable. So the declaration of register storage class is inside a function or a block, and the storage means the memory is allocated from the CPU registers. So the initial value of this particular storage class is what here garbage value, and the scope is within the function or the block. So you can access this particular variable within the particular function and program block. So the lifetime of this particular variable is what here within the function or block. So let us see the program demo, how this variable is declared. Yes, see, we have declared a variable, two variables we have declared here, that is weight is of type what here int, and we have declared one more variable of type int, so which is what here the pointer. So we are storing the address of this particular variable within this particular pointer variable, and we are displaying the address of this, whatever the content of this pointer variable is there, no, that we are displaying on the screen. So the content of ptr will be what here the address of the weight variable. Okay, so let us execute this. Right, see, you can see the content of ptr is what here, the content of ptr is the address. So this address is belonging to what here the variable weight here. So let us declare this particular variable with what here register storage class. Yes, see, save the program and try to execute this program. Yeah, so we are getting what here an error. What is this error? So the address of a register variable weight is requested, but the address is not fetched here because the address of the register cannot be obtained. So here we can say that the particular variable, so this particular variable is allocated in a register, so not in a memory location, right? So in previous execution we haven't used this register storage class. That time the variable was allocated in a memory and this particular variable was having a address, right? Thank you. So please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed yet to see more videos on the programming subject and system modeling and simulation. Thank you.